Hello, my name is Sun, Wenting Sun, but you can call me by my English name, Mike. I'm 17, I'm a 12th grader, and I'm currently studying at Phạm Hồng Thái High School, Hanoi.
So you recently got 8.5, a near perfect score for both listening and reading, which is very impressive. So could you share with us some tips to learn these skills?
Well, there goes a proverb, hard work pays off, and I think all of my dedications and my hard work really pays off at the moment I receive my results. So for listening, I just literally practice it every single moment, from listening to mock tests on IELTS Online test, on IELTS mini test, or in books, to watching talk shows and game shows on YouTube. You know, shows like the Late Late Show with James Corden, with Jimmy Fallon's, or even Ellen Show, which are all of my favorites. Well, another thing is that I have to say that I'm a really, really big fan of US UK music. So speaking of reading, I just literally do mock tests on IELTS online tests, or even in some materials like Cambridge IELTS, IELTS Trainer, IELTS Practice Test Plus. Besides, I also spend time to read magazines and my Facebook news feeds, which really enhance my overall reading skill.
Okay, so you really do immerse yourself in an English environment, right? So, what about speaking and writing? Which skill do you feel that you've improved the most on after learning at IELTS Fighter?
Well, I'd say both. Well, for writing, I think I've improved from the band six in the beginning to the band seven in my real test. So for this, I have some of my personal tips. I just write one task per day. Either it is task one or task two. I use some writing assistant softwares. I really recommend you guys to use Grammarly. And besides, I also joined IELTS Fighter speaking and writing class twice a week to practice with the teacher. And if I remember serves right, it was Miss Ngọc Anh who taught me a lot of skills. And speaking of speaking skill, I think that I practice it every single moment. The way I do is to talk by myself. It is a really good way to enhance your pronunciations and fluency. Besides, I also have a nephew who is really, really good at English, and we often talk in English together instead of Vietnamese. And I think that really helps me to gain a very good score in speaking. I also spend time to watch YouTube, some channels like IELTS Speaking Success, IELTS Daily, and IELTS Daddio with thousands of mock tests, which really helps me to improve my grammar structure. And one last thing is that I usually spend time to have mock tests with IELTS fighter teachers once every week, to get prepared for the real test.
Okay, great advice. I love the sources that you recommended to improve writing and speaking skills. Could you tell us more about your experience at IELTS Fighter, for example, with your teachers and other staff?
Well, I'd say everything was excellent. I have a dedicated teacher, Miss Nidian. She's always really caring and willing to share tips to all of her students. Even in the middle of the night, when I ask her for reading tips, she is also willing to answer all of my questions. Besides, she has a really, really easy to follow method. She has breakout rooms for speaking, and I really gained much of her tips for reading. So the evidence is I have improved myself from seven of reading to an 8.5. Besides, IELTS Fighter has a really, really dedicated counselor, my personal counselor, Miss Lan Tang. She helps me keeping in touch with the IELTS Fighter teachers for mock tests. She helps me to share useful websites, and she always encourages and motivates me to move forward. So I have to say that she has a vital role to play in my 8.0 results.
Okay, yeah, sounds great. What are your future plans, like in the near future?
Well, I'm currently a 12th grader, and next year I'll be in university. But I've chosen the foreign trade university, and I think this 8.0 IELTS results will really, really help me to have the key to the door of the university. And besides, when after joining the university, I'd like to become an IELTS teacher possible, or maybe just a teaching assistant, since I'm really looking forward to becoming IELTS Fighter staff, maybe.
Good luck on your goals. I think you have such great potential to achieve all of those. And one last question. 3 words to describe IELTS Fighter.
Well, with all of the experience I have, I'd say satisfied, unforgettable, and amazing.
All right, great. Thank you. And I think that's it for our interview. Thank you so much, Son. Good luck on your future journey.
Thank you.
IELTS Fighter, tiên phong phổ cập IELTS cho người Việt.